Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. I want you to join me out at Whitetail Ridge here in LaGrange. We'll have two exciting guests that will be coming on, talking about tourism and also events that will be taking place in our downtown LaGrange. So you want to come back and join me in just a moment.
We have 117 campsites with 10 doubles. We have pull-through campsites.
We have campsites that have beautiful decks. We have bathhouses. We have playgrounds for children, tennis court, basketball, baseball.
We have an amphitheater that is used periodically for different shows. It's just a great, enjoyable place to come and enjoy yourselves.
And it's just a beautiful area here. It's beautifully landscaped, and we would love for everyone to come and enjoy it with us.
We have a great facility here. We have numerous tables and grills for you to spend a good day out here. And we have a great beach out there. It's a nice, wide, sandy beach, and also a pavilion where you can rent to have family reunions or weddings and so forth. We also have 2 boat ramps across the way. So come out, enjoy yourself. You'll have your family out here for great fun.
Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. We're out at Whitetail Ridge here off of Roanoke Road, and today I have the pleasure of sitting down with the Chairman of Tourism for the City of LaGrange and Troup County, Scott Malone. Scott, welcome to the show today.
Alton, thank you for having me out. It's a beautiful day to be out here, and anytime I can get out of the office and come spend a little time out by the lake, I'm coming.
You know what? It's going to be hard for me to go back to the office now that I'm out here by the lake. I'm going to tell you, it's absolutely gorgeous out here today. Well, let's talk a little bit, Scott, about some of the things that bring revenue into the city and to the county. And I know that you're the gentleman that have the finger on the pulse, and we're talking about tourism. And being the chairman of tourism for the City of LaGrange and Troup County, talk a little bit about what your job responsibilities are.
Well, in particular, tourism and the board of advisors that really manage the hotel motel tax that come in to LaGrange and Troup County is responsible for putting a strategic plan together to use those dollars to leverage off of bringing people into Troup County and putting heads in the beds. That's our sole role. So from a marketing standpoint, we use those dollars. We generate anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000 of funds that we have to manage to ensure that we can leverage off of the hotel motel tax to bring people to the community. And of course, one of the greatest assets we have with regard to that is West Point Lake.
Absolutely.
That's right here behind us. And it's a huge driver. It's the single largest driver of tourism we have in our community. We have over 2.5 million visitors a year that come and visit West Point Lake.
That's right. Well, now remember a couple of years ago, I think we had the Pro Bass fishing tournament that was held here that just had, I don't know how many numbers of thousands of people that were here.
I think we had close to 13,000 people. That was the first really big tournament that we've ever hosted on West Point Lake since the early 90s when it was a big time bass fishing lake. But we had the Bassmaster Elite Tournament, which is hosted by ESPN, and the fishermen, it's the first time they'd been here, most of them, and they were blown away by the lake. They were blown away by the response of the community. We had over 13,000 participants come out over that weekend to Pine Road Park. Right. And of course, it's been on national TV now since last year, and we're still getting exposure from it. And so from a tourism standpoint, when you asked about what's our responsibility, that was one of our responsibilities, was to make that commitment. We spent close to $100,000 to get that tournament to come to West Point Lake, but the benefit was over $1.5 million in economic impact to the community.
Absolutely.
And so it was money well spent. We had a great turnout, and we're going to host it again in 2013, which is exciting.
Very good. You know, you're talking about heads in the beds, you know, in the revenue from the hotel motel taxes, and people just don't realize and understand the impact. You know, empty beds bring nothing, but when you bring 13,000 plus into your community, that is a revenue generator, not only for the community, but it has a rippling effect. Restaurants, bait and tackle,
convenience stores. You go down the list, and
absolutely.
And it's not just the lake. We obviously have one of the a world-class Parks and Rec department run by Todd Tentler, and the job he and his staff do with JJ Kersey. They bring in tournaments every single weekend to enjoy our facilities that we have. We're blessed as a community that you know, the greatest small city in America has some of the greatest facilities in America, and we've learned that as we bring these teams in and they come in and see what we have to offer. They're blown away that such a small community has so much to offer.
That's right.
The last few weeks, I bet we've had close to 150 different ball teams come in, stay in our hotels, eat in our restaurants, go to our convenience stores, visit the lake, and play ball right here in Troup County. That's a significant driver of income to our community, and it's probably one of the most significant behind the lake in driving tourism dollars to the community.
Very good. And I know that you all do a wonderful job there, you and your team there. Now, there's some things that are changing up out here in the lake. We're going to talk a little bit about the size of the lake here and the level of it. But I want you mentioning to me Church on the Hooch.
Church on the Hooch, Alton, it's a new thing. Large Innings, who's the Director of Tourism, does a fantastic job for us. It was just telling me that it starts this weekend.
Okay.
It's at Camp Lumpkin, which is just up the lake from us at the Boy Scout camp.
Okay.
And they're going to have different churches sponsoring this over the course of the summer. It'll be every Sunday at Camp Lumpkin at 10 in the morning.
All right.
And you can come by water or land and enjoy it. So you can pull your boat right up. They'll have the church service, and just another opportunity to bring people out on the weekend, both local and tourism, to bring it in. So if people are down visiting like they are this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, you see the campers around us, all the parks are full.
That's right.
People that do like to go to church, it gives them an opportunity, if they've got their boat here on the lake, to pull right on up to Camp Lumpkin. Make sure they don't miss their church service and continue to enjoy the lake at the same time.
Absolutely.
Pretty exciting new thing. Tourism has really stepped outside the comfort zone of trying to do different things and pulling people to the community. And at the end of the day, everything seems to focus around this lake.
Absolutely.
It's West Point Lake. It's all kinds of fun, and that's what it's about.
Absolutely. And we're talking about the lake. A lot of times you hear so many times the negative connotations that are associated with the lake. But we have to understand that this is a 26,000 acre lake that we have here at our disposal. Talk about that, and then the level of the lake.
It is a big deal. I mean, everybody focuses on the tri-state water war that's going on, that continues to go on. Tourism has spent a lot of money making sure that we have the facts and data to show the economic impact of the lake to our community. A couple years ago when we did that study, we had an outside firm come in. The economic impact at 633 to 635, which is our main water level, is over $650 million a year. When it gets below 628, which is 7 feet low, it drops down to $150 million impact. So you can see a $500 million impact occurring just based on the water level. What happens on the local level, though, is we focus, because when the water drops a little bit, docks are not quite as much in the water as they were before. People have a little bit more difficult time if you live on the lake. And of course, I live on the lake, and I have the issue at times too when we're in a severe drought like we are, getting my boat in and out to my dock. But as far as people coming in from the outside, we have parks all over the lake. We have access to the lake, and all the way down to 621. So that's 14 feet low. So people can come enjoy our lake even at that level.
That's right.
We like for the lake to be full. Right now we're about 4 feet down. We're at 631. Instead of a 26,000 acre lake right now, we have a 25,000 acre lake. And that's the focus, is that people would die to have this lake in their community.
Absolutely.
We have to make sure that we don't focus on the challenges that we're faced with, but the positives that we are allowed. We are in a severe drought, and that's what's affecting the lake at this point. But it's a beautiful lake, as you can see out behind us, even all the way down to 628. We can still enjoy the lake, have a lot of fun. It's the only lake in the country that has recreational, has been, by Congress, has allowed us a distinction of being a recreational lake. Absolutely. And so they have to manage it a little bit different for us to make sure that we protect those that are coming on the lake from a recreational standpoint. That water level is important. I would say that probably the bigger impact on whether people are coming to visit our lake right now is gas prices.
I would agree.
That's an effect. When gas prices start getting up around $4 a gallon, you start impacting people traveling.
That's right.
The water level has a little bit of impact, but not to the level of those gas prices. The big thing for me is just focusing on, we've got a great asset. As a community, we have to protect it. When we're talking about locally that, we don't have any water in our lake, the outside community thinks we have no water in our lake. Yeah. And that's just not true. And we want to make sure people continue to come to the lake, enjoy the resources we have, to leverage off the dollars they bring to our community so we can do things like the Bassmaster Elite Series tournament that impacts everybody. That was a national marketing campaign that we've gotten tremendous benefit out of. And that's just my focus, is we can talk about lemons or lemonade. And sometimes, we have the opportunity to make lemonade out of some of the lemons we're given, but fortunately, we have the opportunity to work through those issues and make it. We have great legislators in our community and at the state level that are fighting for us every day, and our local leadership. And the big thing is we got a great asset that you can see just from this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July coming up. every campground in the parks on the lake are slam full.
Let's talk about a little bit about some of the parks. I know that, not to talk negative again,
Sure.
but we noticed that some of the parks were closing due to budget cuts and things of that nature. Do you know approximately how many parks will be open to the public?
I don't know the exact number, Alton, and I probably should have known that before we came on. I think we have somewhere in the range of 24 to 25 parks
Still
on,
a lot of
on
parks
the lake,
open, right?
Lake, and a handful of them have closed. Just from the standpoint of managing those resources, making sure the parks that are open. We're in Whitetail Ridge Park here today. It's a beautiful park when you come through. And the ones that are open, you want to make sure you're maintaining, managed properly. And David Barr and the Corps of Engineers do a really good job of doing that. And so we still have a lot of parks open. I think over this past weekend, we're 400 to 500 different campers and on the lake, and once again, that drives dollars to our community.
That's right.
They're camping on the lake, they're buying gas on the lake, they're going to the restaurants and the convenience stores, and that ripple effect, as you talked about, is very, very significant. Tourism has become the #1 driver of revenue in our community, and we have to make sure we protect it.
Absolutely. Well, again, Scott, I know that you and the staff there at the Chamber, working closely with the Chamber, talk a little bit, because I know that tourism and Chamber go hand in hand. Talk about the relationship there.
Well, when you have a hotel motel tax like we have, you can have a standalone visitor bureau, or you can have it go through something like the Chamber of Commerce. And so Chamber of Commerce is the conduit that we work through. We do work hand in hand. The Chamber is focused on bringing business to the community and promoting small business. Tourism goes right lock and step, hand in hand with that. Large Innings, the Director of Tourism for Troup County, and she's in the office of the Chamber of Commerce. Paige Estes, our president of the Chamber of Commerce, does a great job in helping make sure that our strategic plan with regard to tourism also fits the overall strategic plan for the community, which he's helping lead with regard to the Chamber of Commerce. And so they do go hand in hand. It's that partnership that makes it work. It's another example of having great leadership. We have really strong leaders in our community that are making sure we do the right things to prosper for the long term.
Well, Scott, like I said, it was going to be hard for me to go back to the office. I know it's going to be harder for you to get back to the office, but I want to thank you very much for coming out and just sharing this information so the citizens of LaGrange, Troup County realize that, as you stated so vividly here, the asset that we have at our disposal, and come out and take full advantage of it. As you stated, this past Memorial Day was beautiful. We're out there, just a beautiful asset.
And the last thing would be what's coming up. That's the 4th of July parade. We have one of the largest 4th of July parades in the state. It's going to be fantastic. Pine Road Park. You come to any of the parks, enjoy the show. Sweet Lamb of Liberty Parade on 4th of July downtown. And so just some great things going on, a lot of excitement around tourism, and I appreciate you having me out.
Well, Scott, I thank you for taking time to come out and talk to us about Tourism Today, and definitely we want to look forward to that bass tournament coming back to the community.
Absolutely.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Alton.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Back for more City Week in just a moment.
We are the smallest and most quaint campground on West Point Lake. We have 58 campsites here. All of our campsites have water and electric. We have shower houses that are nice and clean. We have laundry services. We have the best view of West Point Lake anywhere on this lake. On 4th of July weekend, off of our shoreline, you can see the best view of the fireworks from anywhere on the lake. And we'd like to see everybody come here to Whitetail Ridge Campground and visit us.
Welcome to Rocky Point Recreation Area. This is a day-use park. We have a variety of things to offer, such as a very large pavilion for accommodating up to 250 people. And we also have, adjoining that, a large swimming area and life jackets that can be used free of charge for the day to make sure that everybody is safe and sound. One of the most popular items in the parks are fishing pier. We have folks that are here 7 days a week trying their luck and having a great amount of success. But if you're in a boat, bring it along. We have 2 different ramps actually, accommodating people at the same time, and room to park your trailers for about 25. And we'd like to see you out here to join us in a variety of activities.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have on as a guest Barbie Watts, who is the Promotions and Marketing Manager for the Downtown Development Authority. Barbie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Alton, thank you. It's good to be here.
Now, Barbie, I've heard the name, but I had not had an opportunity to sit down with you. So tell me a little bit about who Barbie is and where Barbie comes from, if you don't mind.
Thank you. My family moved to LaGrange when I was a teenager, and I went to Westside Girls Junior High School.
Oh.
So that's dating myself. But,
Okay.
and then I graduated from LaGrange High School and went on to Auburn University. I have a degree from Auburn. I have a daughter that's a senior at LaGrange High, Anna Watts.
Okay.
And my husband's Ronnie Watts.
Okay.
And we love LaGrange. So we've tried our hardest to stay here and raise our family here.
Well, very good. You know, like I said, I'd heard the name come across a couple of times because I worked with Bobby Carmichael
Yes.
down there, and I heard a couple of people saying, Barbie told me to come over to see you. Barbie, I'm like, Barbie, who is Barbie? And then so I'm glad to have the opportunity to sit down with you.
Thank
And I know that, Barbie, you are real instrumental in the downtown development and things that are happening in our downtown area. And I think you said you've been there since February. Talk about your experiences thus far. What's it been like for you?
Oh, it's been great. My background is an interior designer, so I'm, a creative person, a creative problem solver, and I'm also very detail oriented. So this has been an interesting job for me because it's very detailed, and I also am able to use my creative skills to, come up with exciting events for downtown for promotions, and also to create fun events for the community to come and enjoy.
Well, you know, I can remember some of the things that have been held in the downtown. You know, in the past, we blocked off and had, like block parties,
Yes.
had live bands, and, just a number of things that have brought citizens to the downtown to take advantage of the shopping down there, the restaurants, and various things of that nature. So I know that you have a couple of events that you're planning for the upcoming summer that we're going to talk about here in a few moments. Of course, we know that the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade is going to be taking place on July 4th,
Yes.
and we're inviting the community to come out. Talk a little bit about that for us, if you don't mind.
We actually are starting that week off, or the patriotic celebrations, on June 29th.
Okay.
And the event is called the Red, White, and Blue Friday. The community orchestra is going to play. Neil Brumelo is the conductor. And I think they're going to play, I know we helped them purchase 5 new pieces of music, so he said it's a great event. I haven't heard them do that before, but they'll do some, John Phillips do some marches,
Okay.
and a piece from the West Side Story, and he said, they're very excited about that.
All right.
So that'll kick off the evening. That's going to start at 7, and they'll be at the square. We're hoping people will bring picnics or go eat downtown and, then come enjoy the music.
Okay.
And then when it starts to get dark, we'll show the movie A Dolphin Tale.
Ah, okay.
And that's supposed to be a great movie. It's based on a true story, and should appeal to children and adults alike. So
Okay. And so that kind of kicks off the 4th of July, and that's
Yes,
June 29th.
yes, that's June 29th. It's the Friday of that weekend that's leading into the 4th of July.
All right, and these will be held on the square or just
Yes.
blocked off?
No, we won't block any streets, but it'll be located on the square. I think the orchestra likes to set up on the side that the Mansour side of the
Okay.
square.
All right.
And I believe they set the movie screen up there as well. So.
Screen on the greens, they call
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah,
Absolutely. Of course, I know a lot of the kids enjoy, and the fountain is just a great attract. I think the kids like to get off in there every now and then.
I don't know.
But then, kids going to be kids,
That's
right?
right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll have hula hoops and bubbles and all kinds of, things for them to do too. So hopefully they won't be climbing in the fountain too much.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that will kind of kick off, and then the Sweet Land of Liberty Parade. But then there's some other events that you will have you have scheduled for downtown. Talk
Before
about
that, the first movie our first Friday movie is going to be June 1st, which
Okay.
is a week from today,
All
next
right.
week. And the movie that we're going to show is the 2011 Footloose movie.
Uh-huh.
And we'll have a DJ play, and we'll have a little dance after the movie. And the dance is going to be on the plaza at the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. So, will there be a live band? Or
No, it'll be music.
Just the music.
DJ will
Okay.
do the music. But
right.
anyway, we're just looking really forward to that because that movie makes you want to dance.
Yeah,
so.
Footloose, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
And we hope people will either eat out and then come watch the movie. Of course, we can't start showing the movies till it starts to get dusk.
That's
So,
right.
but just we'll start gathering there around 7, and then I guess depending on sunset, we'll
Okay.
start the movie around 8:30.
All right. Well, very good. That's Footloose, and then get a little bit of dancing going on
Yeah,
the plaza there.
absolutely, yeah.
All right. Now, is there any charge for any of these?
No, all these
bars?
events are free. That's we paid for them, and the idea being that we want to bring people downtown so they can enjoy our downtown and see the shops if they haven't had a chance to see them before.
That's right.
Check out new restaurants that we have, and so it's just a way to draw the community to town and give them something to plan toward, a fun event
That's right.
to plan for a Friday evening. And we've had 2 of our existing retailers downtown that have just expanded in the last month and have moved to new locations downtown. One being Connie's Antiques. They're now called Marketplace on Lafayette Square. And they've gone into that building.
Right, Audio City used to be,
Yes,
I
where
think,
the
on
old Audio
corner.
City was.
That's right,
So, and they've
absolutely.
had great success and a lot of traffic in there. And so we're really excited to have them on that corner. And then the other one is Whimsy, and it's a fun place. I guess it's more for girls, cute accessories and clothes.
That's right.
And they've moved to the middle of the square over on the side where Cakes by Debbie is.
That's right. Yeah, Keisha. I know Keisha.
Yeah,
would.
Keisha.
That's
And then
right.
and then we've also had Precious House of Style just opened where Whimsy used to be, and it's a great clothing and accessories for girls. And she just opened last week.
That's right. That's
so we're
right.
excited. We got new businesses and new restaurant, Bear's Kitchen on Bull Street. So hope people come down and enjoy the events and check out the new businesses and the expanded businesses
Absolutely.
that are there.
I was down that way the other day, and I've been by because I'm trying to get out and know who the owners of the various businesses are, and I got an opportunity to speak with Richard there at Precious.
Yes, Richard and Precious Vineyard.
That's
yeah.
right, absolutely, and I've been to Bear's Kitchen. So people just need to understand there's a lot of great things happening in
There
our
are.
downtown area. Just need to get out there.
Get out and
be a
walk up
part
and down
of
those
it.
sidewalks, get your exercise,
There you
and,
go.
and check out these new businesses.
Absolutely. Now you also have a downtown LaGrange partner membership
Yes.
promotion that's going on. Talk about that for us, Barbie.
We that actually our fiscal year starts July 1st, and we do the memberships. The funds that we raise through the membership benefit downtown event. It gives me the money to rent the movies and rent the screen and all that money that those events take to put on. So the funds that we raised, come back and benefit our downtown. Of course, we do provide entertainment and stuff for the community through those events.
Okay.
And anyway, individuals can become partners at a $25 level, and then of course we go up, and there's a corporate level sponsorships as well. But for all the details of that, you can go to our website at www.downtownlagrange.com.
Okay.
And there's a partner button, I guess you click on, and there's all the information, all the levels, and the benefits of all the different levels. So.
Okay, so different levels, and I guess the entry level is $25,
Yes.
and you can find out more information about that on the website.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So we hope, and again, people need to understand that money goes back to
Promoting and marketing downtown. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay,
And
very.
beautifying. We just purchased new parking banners to help people realize that we do have a lot of public parking downtown, and some of those places, it's like, is that a parking spot I could park in? So we've got new banners that are going up right now, and hopefully it'll make that more clear, especially to our out-of-town visitors that aren't familiar with where they can and can't park in downtown LaGrange.
Now, one of the things I think that happens every year, some of our local growers here, they have the Market on the Main. Talk
Yes.
about that for
Okay,
us.
great. That is, we're really anxious or excited about that. It's our local farmers market. And so these are our Troup County farmers come every Saturday morning. It's located in the parking lot next to the Carmike Cinema building. It's at the corner of East Depot and Main Street.
Okay.
And it only goes from 8 to 10. And I hear that if you don't get there, it'll sell out. So if if you want some vegetables or jams or jellies or whatever, you need to make sure you get there bright and early.
Okay.
I think I have over 20 different vendors that'll be there, and all kinds of vegetables and flowers
All
and
kind of
plants
goodies and
and
stuff.
great stuff.
Okay.
So
And if someone was interested in being a vendor, how do they do that?
they just contact me,
Just-
and,
okay.
and my contact information you can find on our website
on
as
the
well.
website. Okay. All right. Very good. So you have Market on the Main, and that will go from, I guess, June until the
June
growing
2nd,
season?
yeah.
Okay.
The opening day is June 2nd, and it actually it'll run every Saturday till October,
Okay.
till the
Very-
crops.
Until the crops stop bearing.
Stop,
right?
yes.
That's good. All right. June 9th, you have the Hydrangea Festival and a wine sipping.
Yes, actually they call it the Hydrangea Sip and Shop.
Oh, sipping shop. Okay.
And it's an adult event. It's a wine tasting.
Okay.
It'll be, the wine tastings will be around with the participating merchants downtown. The registration is at our Delavant Center, the McClellan Parlor.
Okay.
For $25, you can, register for the Sip and Shop, get your wristband showing that you're You can sip.
That you can sip, okay.
And you'll also get one of our Downtown LaGrange Lafayette cards, which is a new benefit of being a partner,
The
downtown
membership
partner.
card, okay. Membership has its privileges,
Yes,
huh?
it does, and you
Okay.
can use that card for the year through next July and receive special offers and discounts at downtown merchants and restaurants.
Okay, so it sounds like you all have a number of events that are scheduled throughout the summer, and we just kind of touched on a few of those,
Yeah.
Barbie. But I'm going to assume that if the public would like to know more information about some of the events, that they can go on your website.
Yes,
Give us your website address one more time, if
Okay,
you don't mind.
it's www.downtownlagrange.com, and we have a Having Fun calendar on there, so if they click on that, and it'll show the whole year, and you can just see what the events are. And we have several going on in June, not many going on in July, and then August.
Okay, so giving people time to travel, I guess, during that
Yeah.
July. All right. Well, Barbara, I want to thank you for coming on today and just sharing this information. I know that the events will be supported by our community, because as we always do, as I'm leaving town sometimes on weekends, I see the people out there on the square
Yes.
and in the downtown areas. We have a wonderful downtown.
We
We just
do.
want people to know and just to come out and patronize
And
it.
enjoy it, yeah.
Enjoy it,
It's
absolutely.
beautiful.
Well, Barbara, thank you very much for coming on the show today and sharing this
You're
information.
welcome.
All right.
Thank you. Great to see you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment.
Welcome to Holiday Campground. We have roughly 162 sites in the campground. We have an ample supply of 30 amp and 50 amp sites, and we have an ample supply of primitive sites for the more hardy. We have 2 boat ramps. We have 2 group camping sites that have 5 camper and 5 primitive sites. It's good fishing around the lake. And it takes about 13 miles to go around the campground, which means all the sites are well spaced out. Almost all of them are water accessible, and some of them are right on the water.
We have a full beach here with bathhouses. We have over 70 picnic tables. Approximately 40 have grills.
Have a boat ramp, 2 pavilions that you can rent, shelters for any use you want.
We also have tennis courts, basketball courts. It's just a beautiful place. So come on out and enjoy Earl Cook Day Use Area.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been Scott Malone, who talked to us about tourism and also talked about our beautiful lake here that we hope that you all take advantage of. And also I had on guest Barbie Watts, who talked about upcoming events in the downtown LaGrange. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to come out and support all the events. She talked about Screens on the Green and all the other various activities that will be taking place. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed both my guests this week. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.